If there's only one video that you watch on getting promoted and getting a raise, let it be this one. Because here's the truth. You can be the hardest worker and be doing the best work, but still feel stuck and almost invisible at work. And if that's you right now, I feel you. I've been there. And genuinely, this one video is something that I wish someone showed me years ago. Because once you start to learn how to play the promotion game strategically, you unlock a whole new level of confidence to the point where you start getting promotions without even either wanting it or trying. And the reason there are always certain people you see getting promoted in the workplace, it's not because they're smarter than you, it's not luck, it's because they understand these 4 steps that I'm going to go over in this video. I'm Danielle. I've been promoted at every single job I've had. That's across nonprofits, in tech, at startups, and in the process, I've more than 5 times my salary. And I'm here to help you do the same. Let's get started and break down this framework. I call it RISE. This is exactly what I've used every single year to get promoted without burning out. And it's also helping my community of women do the same thing. Each letter in a RISE stands for a core promotion lever. I'm going to go through each one of them and give you micro steps that you can take so you can start seeing results fast. I do not want this to be another YouTube video that you watch, you feel like is informative, and then you don't actually take steps to progress. So once you're done with this video, write down exactly what action step you're going to take this week and leave it in the comments. I would love to be your accountability buddy. Let's start with R. R stands for results that matter. This is where we want to focus on the kind of work that's going to move the needle, show our manager, show leadership that we are ready for the next level. This means we're not just doing more work, but we're doing the right kind of work. Especially as high achievers, we have the tendency to say yes to everything. And if you're a high achiever, people ask you to do a lot. So we don't want to be saying yes to everything because that leads us to overworking, maybe working on things that aren't going to help us. So the first thing that I want you to do is ask yourself, am I working on high impact projects that have a lot of visibility? If you're not sure how to tell what project to work on, that's totally fine and normal. We're not really taught this. I actually have a free worksheet that you can download. I'll link it in the description, but this will help walk you through exactly what you need to know to make that decision of what to focus on. Obviously, there are always parts of our job that we don't want to do, but we have to do. I'm not necessarily talking about those tasks. So here are some examples of micro steps that you can take this week. Pull up your to-do list and your calendar. Take a look. Are the things that you're working on, will they lead to bigger change in your organization or your project? And if you go through that worksheet and you realize, oh shoot, a lot of the stuff that I'm working on actually isn't going to help me grow, have that conversation with your manager. Ask them, how can I get on more of these highly visible projects? What work can I do that shows that I'm ready for the next level? So remember, R, results that matter. Think about this in every single task that you do at work and download that worksheet to take the guesswork out of this. I stands for influence and visibility. I actually have an entire other video solely focused on this one topic because of how important it is. Because you can be doing incredible work, but if you aren't constantly telling people about it and showing people the work that you're doing, it's going to get unnoticed. And that is just so painful when you've poured so much effort into something. So you have to consistently show your hard work and value in a very strategic way. I want you to get into the habit of creating a document, tracking all of the work that you're doing, all of the wins that you're getting, all of your feedback, and communicating that every single week. That could be in a Slack message, that could be in an email, that could be in a one-to-one. The way that I really like to do this is just to send an update to my manager saying, hey, these are the things that I worked on this week. These are the things I'm going to work on next week. These are my open questions. And through that email, you communicate how much time and effort you've put into those tasks. If you want something more in depth on this topic, click on that video. But stay here and finish the rest of this first because the next 2 steps are even more important. The next core lever is S, which stands for speaking up strategically. If you want to be viewed of as a leader in your organization, you have to start speaking up. And I know if we are shy, this can feel really scary in meetings that are full of people who are at a higher level than you, but it is absolutely critical. Promotions truly go to the people who lead these conversations, who ask a question or challenge a process, suggest a better way of doing things. So let me ask you, when was the last time you really spoke up in a meeting, or you had a thought and an idea, but actually held yourself back? I give you full permission to speak up in your next call, because I absolutely know if you are watching this, I know how smart you are. I know how valuable your feedback is. And once you do it, it's going to become so easy. Even just speaking up is going to make you more visible. I actually remember this study that I read a few years ago that people who speak up more and raise their hand more are actually perceived as being more intelligent than the people who stay silent. And it can be so simple. In your next meeting, I want you to just speak up once. Ask a thoughtful question, contribute an insight, or offer feedback on a new approach. You can always ask ChatGPT. If you don't have confidence in your idea, just quickly write like, this is the idea that I have. It will validate you. It'll help you make it sound a little bit better. AI is truly going to start being our secret weapon. To wrap this up with speaking up strategically, you don't have to be the loudest person in the room or be speaking all the time. We all know that that doesn't work either. But if we're really intentional with what we're putting out there, this will help us get 10 times further. Okay, E, probably my favorite one. Expand your network. This one is so underrated. Your connections at work are absolutely critical. People want to work with other people who they get along with, who they like, and who they feel like they know. And this doesn't just mean you connecting with your manager or your peers. I'm talking about reaching out to someone who isn't on your team or who's at a few levels above you and asking them about their career journey, just getting curious about the steps that they took to get to where they are. If you're not doing this, you're missing out on so many opportunities for promotions, to take on really good projects, for mentorship. And this is how simple it can be. All you have to do is send an email or a quick Slack message of someone who you know is really important to the organization. Hey, I really admire your work. Do you have a quick 20 minutes for some coffee? And this can just be a fun, casual conversation. Think of this as you're just getting to know someone else at your company who might even eventually become your mentor or your friend. And I'm telling you, when you do this, your name is going to come up in those conversations, because if it's between you and someone else and you've had a direct conversation with someone in leadership, you're gonna be the one who's picked. So the micro step is reach out to someone for a quick 15 to 20 minute chat. I can even link a worksheet to help guide you through that conversation. If this is something that you all want, let me know below and I'll make it happen. I know that was a lot of information. Just choose one step that we spoke about within the RISE framework. Each time you take these little micro steps, you're gonna grow more confident and you're gonna gain more trust in yourself. Do these 4 things consistently and you will get that promotion and a raise, even in economic downturns or when your company is doing layoffs. No more being invisible or not knowing what to do to get promoted. Revisit this video over and over again. And if you want more tips on growing in the workplace and building a life that you love outside of work, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited for you. Please let me know if there's anything else I can do to help, and I will see you next time.